Hey everybody, welcome back to WWE Universe. My name is Jitch, this is NXT. We're kicking things off with Brodus Clay, who is officially a part of Raw. He has called out David Otunga after his match with Michael McGillicutty last week. Yeah, I booked this as a remarkable match, and I kind of actually like where this rivalry's been going, so I'm just going to let it carry on. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it always booked NXT quite well. So I remember there was like a feud between Husky Harris and Brodus Clay that was like quite great, if I remember right, and it all happened on NXT. So it just likes NXT. I suppose it's because it's only 3 matches and it's using the lower guys. Maybe it's just easier, I don't know. Maybe it just got lucky. Again, I don't know. Admittedly, this actually would have been really messed up had I not swapped Brodus Clay to Raw, because David Otunga and McGillicutty are on Raw and he was originally on SmackDown. But they just keep screwing with the guy. They just keep targeting Brodus Clay, and I don't really know what brought it on. I don't know why this keeps happening, but Brodus Clay is officially traded to Raw as to prevent any further cross-brand issues between them. He was exchanged for either a Slater or Gabriel. I'd assume Slater because he's a newcomer, whereas Gabriel was probably traded for Big Show on the account of SmackDown needing more cruiserweights, as well as Gabriel being a former US champion. He is kind of worthwhile, to be fair. Oh, excuse me. I've got really funky sinuses. David Otunga is 4-13 coming into this match, whereas Brodus Clay is 1-1, and there's the one that he has lost to. Michael McGillicutty continues to screw around with Brodus Clay. Okay, so he's going to be at ringside. Cool. Will David Otunga finally pick up that number 5 to his 13 losses? That is the question. I'm going to be Big Boy Brodus, because I actually liked Brodus Clay all the way up until he went to TNA. Didn't really like him in TNA. I mean, he was alright for a bit, and then they kind of really messed him up, if I remember right. I think he was good when he was with EC3. That's kind of when he went solo that was like, oh dear. Wow. Is that a fat joke, Laura? I went to call you Cole because because Cole's bad at commentary. I don't know. Ah, shite. Okay. Really likes the Northern Lights suplex, I see. You know, David Otunga is not exactly the most successful guy. The fact that he tried to cross paths with someone twice his size is a little bit confusing. I'm not really sure what the motivation behind this was, why they picked him out. I think it was because they were safe from him. They thought they were getting in the head of someone, but that someone that they thought they were getting in the head of was on another brand. Although I do know that David Otunga and Michael McGillicutty fully intend to make NXT their show. That's the only brand they've really competed on. Well, it's the only brand Michael McGillicutty's competed on. They are a part of the Raw Tag Team Division, which is an ever-growing tag team division now that I think about it. Otunga and McGillicutty, the Celtic Cross, Yoshitatsu and Steamboat, the Rebellion, the Disciples of Darkness, the Legacy, the Powerhouse, Demolition. A hell of a tag division they got over on Raw. Well, I suppose I could say over on Raw. We're on NXT at the moment, aren't we? I actually traded Slater and Gabriel over to SmackDown because SmackDown's tag division was small, and I figured that it could use another one as well as 2 cruiserweights. Brodus decided to go over and have a few words with Michael McGillicutty. Okay. Obviously taking that loss to McGillicutty pretty personally. There's more Northern Lights suplexes. I get the funny feeling that's like the only suplex that he does as his grapples. Oh, no, never mind. Well, in fairness, that shouldn't be a disqualification for David Otunga. McGillicutty has been banned from ringside is definitely what happened there. He didn't just walk out.
Man, look at that mug on Brodus Clay. This guy gets uglier every time I see him.
What the hell?
Oh man, Otunga probably didn't like that. Brodus Clay.
Hey, look, another one.
Spine first. And out comes the trash talking out of Brodus
Just kind of want to
Clay.
wrap this up. I feel like this is the perfect way to end it.
Checking for any bruises, and you know they're there.
Got McGillicutty kicked from ringside. Okie dokie. Or you can try one of those bad boys on him.
And he fights it. Whoa, he's
Oh, you're done. Really pathetic finisher, but otherwise, you know, fun moveset. Okay, cool. Whatever. Just drop him again. It's the same move, but the other way around.
1, 2.
There you go.
Brodus Clay wins.
Whatever. Brodus Clay dominates David Otunga.
And what a contest.
Otunga continues his losing ways. 4-14 now. At least you know where David Otunga stands on the whole win-loss record. Okay, you know what, to be fair, this is well deserved. This is just retribution for what happened to him last week, when they both did that to him. I can't fault that. Well, up next, we got two debuting tag teams facing off against each other from SmackDown. We're back. It's Raw. We got a tag team match on your way. As we are going to find out that the final 4 people on SmackDown are in one match, because then I can show the rankings and stuff, and I don't have to keep leaving it as a mystery. It was never going to book them, so I booked them myself. Okie dokie. There's one half of a tag team. The question is, who teams with Arn Anderson? Who makes a good teammate for this man? Formerly a member of the Four Horsemen, a legendary tag team, as everybody knows them. But who would be his partner when none of them are around? Well, I struggled to book Arn Anderson, so I thought I'd try something new. And I came up with the idea for a tag team partner that you're either going to really love or you're really going to hate the combination of Arn Anderson and. But without any more suspense, here you go. I don't really know what you'd call these two as a tag team. Maybe like the Enforcers. I know it's a tag team name that's already been used before. But they're just a couple of like old school dudes that both wear red, and I just thought, they could work together. There's really not much in it for them as singles competitors, but if you put them together as a tag team, they could be interesting. They could just be like the Revival in a way. They're just like, they're that bit of old school that just comes your way these days. I wonder if they've ever actually teamed up. Their opponents, on the other hand, also, I'll give you a hint, are a legendary tag team. But they already exist as a tag team. That's right, everybody. Now, they are more of enemies than tag team partners by the looks of it. Arn Anderson and Vader, from what I was looking up. All the more reason for them to be tag team partners, I suppose. What better partners than your enemies? I had to use the DLC attires. I really liked them. Other than the fact that I couldn't recolor some of Hawk. His gloves. I think it was just his gloves, yeah. I was trying to remember what it was. It was his gloves. I couldn't recolor Hawk's gloves. I don't know why. They had to be red still. But I had to use the DLC attires. I liked them a lot. I liked their hair more. I know that that's like LOD 2000, and I remember they were pretty terrible when they were LOD 2000. Let's not talk about Hawk's I'm gonna kill myself gimmick. Double A. But their outfits were cool. See, I don't know, they kind of just look right, Arn Anderson and Vader, to me. They don't actually look that odd as a combination. So, I don't know. It's up to you guys. If you guys want to see them team permanently, then let me know in the comments. If you don't want to see them pair up and you want this to be a one-time deal just to debut them like Karma and Trish Stratus was, though, obviously let me know about that too. Just let your voices be heard, will ya? Use that comment section for good. I know a lot of you don't actually listen to or watch these videos in full, so a lot of what I say kind of just goes out the window. But there's some really good folks out there that do listen. Thank you to those folks in particular. People like BMS Nightwing. I hope I got your name right. I don't currently have it in front of me. That was just off the top of my head. Some good chaps. That one dude with the picture of Dean Ambrose as his icon. Can't remember your name off the top of my head. But, yeah, I can tell when people actually listen to me, because the comments they write kind of go with what I've been saying in the video. Whereas I can also tell when people haven't been listening at all. Like, I'll get someone vote for a hardcore title, and they'll still vote for someone from SmackDown, or someone in the main event scene. And obviously the rules for the hardcore title is supposed to be like an extra, very, very minor title for the lower ranked people to build themselves up on. So when I get people voting in like Brock Lesnar, like, no, he's already at the top. Obviously you didn't know the rankings, so I'll let you off on that one. But when you vote for someone that's from SmackDown to fight for the hardcore title, I know you've not been listening. There is a wiki with complete rosters. There is no excuse. Admittedly, the wiki can sometimes be a little bit ahead of what comes out. So if you don't like spoilers, do be a little careful. Because I try to just write it as soon as I'm done recording, generally.
He almost took his head off with that lariat.
A little inside scoop for you. I wasn't really planning on ever telling anyone that, because obviously people could skip episodes because they could just read the results. But at the same time, I don't know, at least the wiki that I work hard on is getting attention, so I guess it's win-win either way. It's just that the wiki doesn't, you know, fund anything, whereas like ad revenue on YouTube can help fund things like getting 2K20 and getting the next generation console when it comes out and just shit like that. Obviously, my plan for this match is to try and make the Road Warriors win.
The enforcer hasn't lost a step.
Obviously, because they're like a legendary team. They could easily ascend the tag title ranks. If you must know, I'll put it this way. It's kind of like an age-old thing from what I'm to understand. Is like, are you a Road Warriors guy or a Demolition guy? I am absolutely a Road Warriors guy. I did not like Demolition. There's just something about two fat dudes coming out in gimp suits that just didn't do it for me. Call me crazy, just wasn't a fan.
Oh my, what a double team move.
Whereas the Road Warriors, they were corny as fuck, and they weren't great at wrestling. But there was just something that was enjoyable about them. And me being a stupid kid not knowing that they were a legendary tag team, when Animal came back in like 2006 and teamed with Heidenreich, and I was all of fucking 12 years old, I loved them as a team. They appeal to the younger audience really fucking well, because they're just the right level of edgy cool, that it doesn't matter how shit they were at wrestling. They're not necessarily shit. I mean, Heidenreich, he was shit, but they're not like the worst. They're just not the best. I'd take the Ascension over them any day.
When Animal gets in this state of mind, it's downright scary. Big move coming.
We've got a big main event coming your way as Alberto Del Rio has said he's going to come to NXT, and he is going to make a statement. He is sick and tired of being overshadowed since his one match where he lost to The Undertaker. He says he deserves better, and he's going to come out tonight, and he's going to take the opportunity, and he's going to make better for himself. So Del Rio is coming to NXT. I'm so sorry to say. Some good teamwork from Vader and Arn. Obviously not as good as the teamwork of the Road Warriors, am I right, fellas? I think you can stack finishes in this game. I don't think I have to use that anytime soon. I want to do the Doomsday device. Don't know if I have that set up for them though. I do. I don't think I ever split, so it would make sense. I don't know if there's a particular order they always did the Doomsday device in, but there you go. Animal coming off the top. The only problem with tag finishes is your tag partner doesn't have your back at all after you hit it. He just leaves you to deal with it. He's really not. He's really not getting involved. He counted a 1. Whew. Lights out. Match over. Come on, Arnold.
And a kick out by Anderson in 1. Watch out here. And the ref starts to count. Just writhing in agony. This has been a war.
I think I was definitely more of a fan of Animal than I was Hawk between the Road Warriors. When I'm being completely honest with myself. However, there is one member of the Road Warriors that was so terrible that I will try not to talk about him. That was actually LOD 2000, wasn't it? That was fucking Draws. Oh, he sucked so much. I haven't seen much Attitude Era, but at least I can say I've seen some now compared to when I first started Universe like 7 years ago. Like, I kind of know these people a little more. I know that WWE didn't appreciate Vader for shit, I'll tell you that much. They took like a massive name from Japan and WCW and they turned him into a fucking jobber. Now, where have I heard of that one before? Not like they've done that recently. No, I can't think of any two people that are literally just the people to take pins for AJ Styles. No, sir. Nobody. Not a name. Nice taunt. Let's finish this. Get this over with. Move on to that main event match. Try doing one of these again, even though it doesn't actually help in the long run. Oh, that's Animal coming off the top again. At least, oh wow, I just realized that's Vader that was on his shoulders. Okay, whatever. I'll go for the pin. Maybe Anderson will just be really slow to break it up. Or not break it up. That's good. Yeah, there you go. Who needs tag partners? You just gotta work on beating both down. You gotta take the time to hurt them both enough. Well, they are officially here. on well, they're not on SmackDown yet, but they're a part of the SmackDown tag division, and I've got to say that probably puts the Altitude Alliance on pretty high notice. You know, they got DX and these guys, and R-Truth and Mark Henry, and that's just to name a few tag teams that are on SmackDown. That's a tag division, and obviously potentially even Arn Anderson and Vader. If you guys want to see it, I'll make it a team. Honest, that's all it takes. If you guys want to see it, it will become official. Otherwise, I don't know how much use they're going to get, so I will say that. But we're moving on to the main event now, as Alberto Del Rio demands competition on NXT. Okay, NXT main event, another match from SmackDown. Alberto Del Rio calling out anyone who can give him some competition. He says he deserves better, and he will get it tonight. He will get another victory, he will get back on SmackDown, and he will get respect.
Alberto Del Rio's personal ring announcer, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Always just so pale. Like that undead butler. That's a good gimmick for him, the undead butler, Ricardo Rodriguez. There you go. You can have that one. Anyone watching, you can have that one. Enjoy. Ding, ding, ding. Well, Del Rio is set for this competition. I don't know why I said it like that. Set for this competition. He's going to go one-on-one with someone, anyone. He just wants competition. He demands respect. He's not going to work for it, he's just going to demand it. So far we have seen Del Rio once on SmackDown. He started off on SmackDown losing to The Undertaker in a match in which he was attacked by John Cena. He returned the favour in the main event by attacking John Cena with a steel pipe. He says he left John Cena laying, and therefore he should be a top contender for the WWE title, but for some reason he's not, and he's outraged about that. So he wants that justice, he wants that opportunity. Oh, he's got to take it. Excuse me. Yeah. He's got to take it. He's got to make it for himself. And that's exactly what he's going to try and do in tonight's main event. But who's going to accept the challenge? Why, it's Eddie Guerrero. The final guy to debut on SmackDown. There was just one more. Eddie Guerrero makes his debut for some reason on NXT. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, he is like top 5 in the world champion rankings, but it wasn't using him, so I just thought, fine, I'll make him debut. I want to get the debuts out of the way, so I'll just make him debut. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Something tells me that this is not the kind of person that Alberto Del Rio would have been hoping for, but it's who he got. Oh yeah, that wacky camera. Oh, I liked it for a second there. Ah, there you go. Yeah, wacky camera. Tilt it a little bit. Yeah. I don't know who's doing that. There's like no cameramen's in sight. Cameramen's? There'd be 0 cameramen's. Oh. Ugh. Stuffed up.
So this will be a one-fall.
Well, Del Rio was just in disbelief. He was doing the can you believe it hands. I can believe it, because it's happening. Eddie Guerrero has accepted the open challenge of Alberto Del Rio as the final guy to make an impact, the final guy to debut. Now every single member of every roster has been revealed, and I can no longer keep it a mystery. Deny Fault will be back one day, by the way. I need to fill up the roster a little more for SmackDown, so he'll be back. Plus, I think this game has Better Have My Money, and honestly, I feel like he was just missing that song. He just needed it back.
In Northern Mexico, and best of all, when I come out, I can have my own ring announcer. You
gotta be kidding me. This guy is so arrogant. He is so pompous. I can't wait to see him get brought down a notch.
You are so much fun, Lawler.
Don't expect a lot of mercy to be shown here.
Oh, wow, there's definitely a size difference. My goodness, Alberto Del Rio is like a giant compared to Eddie. Both in physique and height.
Could be his weakness. He does a lot of charity, does Alberto Del Rio.
I feel like I'm playing like a weird mod, considering how tiny Eddie is, actually. He just looks like a tiny person. What's this all about? Is Del Rio really that much bigger than Eddie Guerrero?
In 18 languages.
Del Rio looks like a friggin' Big Show compared to Eddie. Like a little kid beating him up.
The official's going to have his hands full with Guerrero. You know he's going to be looking for any opportunity to win this. Wow, how good is this guy?
Beating the hell out of Del Rio. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. This ain't even gonna be a match. Seriously though, why is Del Rio so big? This is really bothering me now.
Eddie's done it all.
No! And that was a costly misstep. Oh no!
I don't really like Del Rio if it wasn't obvious, so if I can end this one quick, I'm A-okay with that.
Well-placed kick to the ribs.
I don't want to make him look strong, I don't want to protect his image. Just not a fan of Alberto Del Rio. Never was. I remember trying to push him a little bit in like 16 Universe or something. Like the last game that he's in. Gave him like a mini push and a feud with the NXT GM Regal. I remember that. And I think he won the feud. And then like nothing happened. Because I just didn't know what to do with him. I was like, I don't really like him that much, so I don't want him winning a title. The title is for people that like you see potential in. I don't see any potential in Del Rio. Or that you just think deserve like the top title.
What do you think Alberto Del Rio needs to do now? Here we go.
I think he's incredibly overrated, and I think he's going to lose this match really quickly, if I can help it. Fuck. Only problem with the finisher that Eddie has is that it is so easy to reverse because he takes so long to do it. I'm not going to waste any time, I'm just going to stay full offense this whole match if I can help it. That's enough. He could pin him off that and I'd be okay with it. Okay. Yeah, okay, good luck. You've done nothing to earn a victory with a submission like that. That's the thing as well, he's got a really bad finisher. Like, that's not going to win him anything in any of these seasons. Because he doesn't, if I remember right, he doesn't have a moveset that targets the arms like at all. You have to like specifically go for the arms every time when you're playing as him.
Oh man, all that weight just comes crashing down.
Oh dang.
He is definitely gonna have to have those ribs looked at after this match.
Big move coming.
Yeah, Del Rio is like top 10 still in the ranks for the world title. Which obviously as a completely fresh face he's very undeserving of. His only match ever is a loss to Undertaker. I know the game doesn't know that. I can respect that the game doesn't know. And Del Rio's debut is 2012 and W12 where he's like the WWE champion by default. So obviously he was going to be quite high up. I respect it for what it is. I don't blame them. It's just I'm not using him as a main event guy. Plain and simple. There's a reason that nothing came of his attack on John Cena. It's because I don't want it to.
You've got to be kidding me.
Devastating. Simply devastating.
Let's see if I can reach. Give it another go. Would be nice if I could actually hit his finish to finish the match. No, it's just too easy to reverse. And the game knows that. I know he's got like another finish, like a brain buster or something, I think. But that's not the Eddie Guerrero finish. You gotta do it this way. You just got to. He's just not gonna let me, is he? Absolutely not. Yeah, okay. Not a chance. I'll just get him off of a pin combo if not. Or I'll just do the fucking brainbuster.
King, you have to admit though, Del Rio is awesome in the ring. No, I don't.
Here you go. This will get the job done.
Really doesn't impress me that much.
Thank you, Lola.
I haven't seen anybody bend and break the rules as much
There you go.
He wins.
Game over for Alberto Del Rio. Didn't even need a finisher. Missed it 3 times. Thought, fuck it. Just go for a pin. All it took. Eddie Guerrero is victorious to close out NXT. Del Rio has suffered yet another loss. There's a career that I don't think is going anywhere, but I'll tell you what, Eddie Guerrero, now there's a guy with a very bright future. Future world champion, calling it now. Some point down the line, he's going to win the world title. He's going to win the big one. Something's going to happen. I don't know what, but something's going to happen. What's going to happen? He's going to check on Del Rio. Okay, he's checking the knee and he's getting punched in the very low-hanging dick. There's a jumping jack for good measure. Well, I guess we're going to be seeing a rematch at some point, and I think I know who's going to win the rematch as well. That's fine by me. Bye, Del Rio. Anyway, I can show you guys this part again, and I can show you all of them from now on, because there's nothing else to hide. You've already seen it all now. So in regards to these rankings, there will be no change in that. The Road Warriors have jumped up to rank 18, from 18 to rank 2 in the tag division. The wrong tag division. They're on SmackDown. Those are the Raw tag team titles. Those have remained the same. Who from Raw was used? Clay and Otunga, and everything else was SmackDown. So Otunga is still number 30 because he lost, but Brodus Clay, well, he's still 28 because he beat a loser. I suppose that makes sense, actually. And in regards to the women's division, I can now show you that Beth Phoenix is number 1 despite Natalya winning the contenders match, because obviously he doesn't know it was a contenders match. Natalya is number 2, Kelly is 3, and Eve is 4. Layla is the only one that's not on there, she's 5. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, the tag division is fucked. Only the Road Warriors are actually a SmackDown team in that. So I have to book the tag division myself because it doesn't understand the brand split at all. Goldust, Tyson Kidd, Heath Slater, Sin Cara are the top 4 for that. And then for these, Eddie Guerrero has found his way up from 5 to 4. He's now in the top 4. The contenders for the upcoming title match, Stone Cold, Undertaker, and Christian. It's pretty close. Christian's 6. They're almost all up there. But Ray's quite high up because obviously he would be. But Eddie's past Triple H, which makes sense because Triple H hasn't done anything. Where's Del Rio? Del Rio did not drop despite the loss. Despite the squash loss, Del Rio did not drop. You've got Christian, Rock, Arn and Vader stayed the same despite their loss. Michaels, Truth, Barrett, Henry, Morrison, Goldust. Animal and Hawk both went up a rank each. Oh no, they went up 2 ranks. Yeah, because obviously they wouldn't have just overtaken each other. No? Yeah. Animal went up. Hawk didn't. My bad. The Miz, pretty low, surprisingly. Sin Cara, Tyson Kidd, Ryder, Bourne, Kingston, Slater, Riley, Gabriel, Husky Harris, and Jump Curse. Yeah, that's basically all fine. And then SmackDown the preview. Here, now I can finally show you what I've been talking about. It keeps booking this as the remarkable match, and I don't know what it's got to do with anything. Trying to build up Henry, so I don't really want him losing, but it really, really wants him to fight Undertaker, so maybe that'll happen. These two facing off has happened enough times, I think, so probably not. That is not relevant to anything that's happening, and why would those two be facing off in a table match? I don't know. Last week we saw a tag team match in which Cena and Christian teamed up to face Undertaker and Austin, and Cena and Christian lost. So I think this week on SmackDown we'll have a one-on-one match in which the winners of last week's match, so Undertaker and Stone Cold, go one-on-one with each other. I think that would be the next logical step. You want to make sure there's no alliances heading into Fatal 4-Way, so we'll have a one-on-one match between those two. And in regards to everything else, maybe the new Intercontinental Champion Rey Mysterio in action in a match, the Divas title being on the line between Maurice and Natalya, as previously mentioned. Don't really know. What was the card for Fatal 4-Way so far? We've got the WWE Heavyweight, we've got the WWE, the World Heavyweight, the US, which is now forming. There's 3 matches from each brand. I haven't really decided what the titles for SmackDown will be, to be fair. Whether there'll be one-on-one standard matches or not. I think maybe we'll save Maurice versus Natalya for the event, actually. Maybe we'll have like a tag match, like the Divas of Doom versus Maurice and a partner of her choosing or something. That could work, so we'll do that. So yeah, we'll have that. We'll have a tag match. We'll have Undertaker and Austin. Something to do with either the Cruiserweights or the Intercontinental title as well. That's pretty much all I can say. So probably something to do with the Misfits. They're kind of a main part of SmackDown at the moment. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next episode of Universe when we do SmackDown. We have got we have got another 3 episodes of SmackDown, 2 of Raw, 2 of NXT. So just over 2 weeks away is Fatal 4-Way. See you guys then. Bye.